What I speculate is that there was somebody paying for something. I'm not sure who it was. I don't believe it was Melyssa. Maybe that's why after it fell apart, she had to like create something. Like there was a product that needed to be served. So then she changed it to Hot and Bothered.
What do we have here? What is this? I swear we were just speaking on Melyssa Ford and S the other day and why their podcast together faltered. And people were telling me S isn't trying to be in the media. S isn't trying to do a podcast. This is why I just make videos and I just go about my day. People are going to say whatever they want to say. Why is S on the ops page? Why is she talking to Rocky and Danny about things that happened with Melyssa Ford? I thought she didn't want the limelight like this. But now she's going to give the ops everything. But unfortunately for S, I think she's shooting herself in the foot. When she didn't say a word, everybody was on her side. They said Melyssa did wrong. Melyssa took the IP. Melyssa did X, Y, Z. And I was one of those people. I was like, damn, Melyssa, that's cutthroat. But I'm hearing her on this and she's contradicting herself. She's saying that they all had ownership, 33.3%, which is fine because it was 3 of them. Throwing shots at Melyssa, saying Melyssa was just supposed to be the face. I'm the one that went to school for psychology. I'm the one that has the background in this. She doesn't have the background. She just reads a lot. And then she said, and I was with her, I was like, okay, maybe Mel's not a professional or she's not educated in this field, so I understand it. But then she said her friend has been in Pilates for 25 years. Like, that's a credential. I don't give a fuck about what your friend did as far as Pilates is concerned. Melyssa talks about Pilates all the time, too. Does that give her credentials to do it? In your eyes? There's hate masked under whatever S is saying. Every single thing she says, there's hate masked underneath it. And she was viewing this way, or she was viewing Melyssa in this way prior to getting interviewed. She felt this way. This is why they fell out. I'm thinking Melyssa was making all the foul moves. But no, Melyssa just picked up on your negative connotations towards her. S had the gall to say that Melyssa was spending the money on expenses. But since they didn't have paperwork in play, she was just coming out of her own pocket on her own volition. So let me get this straight. There's no paperwork involved, but you wrote up a draft sheet, according to you, with the 3 of y'all having ownership when there's no paperwork involved. Which one is it? Now I'm curious if Melyssa actually took anything, because S is saying that she made all the URLs and all the web pages and titles and everything pertaining to this pod. Not the actual pod itself, but she came up with the name, the likeness. She's going to be the professional on the pod. So, once again, I ask this question now that you're showing face again. Why haven't you done the same? You are the one with the credentials. Why haven't you come out with this part on your own? I already told you got enough leeway and you got enough visibility whenever you got mentioned on the JBP, but you didn't execute on it. People be expecting these people to just come up to them. Like, damn, S, you were done wrong. But we realize you're the professional in the back, so we're here to back you and sponsor your podcast for whenever you want to drop. No, it don't happen like that. S came up with the realization that, damn, we're not going to be able to get this podcast off the ground without Melyssa. S is a stylist. S is actually a very pretty woman, so let's not even talk about the attractiveness of these women. It's just the namesake. You'd have to be like me, S. You'd have to start from the bottom and be talking about people more famous than you and people that quote unquote are living better than you and doing better than you. You'd have to start off like that before people would attach your name with the pod's name. And it seems like you didn't want to do that. You wanted to take the shortcut of using Melyssa, but Melyssa was like, I'm paying for the expenses. None of them are paying me. We're going to have to come out of pocket for anything anyway. Why the fuck am I going to give 66.7% of anything up to anybody? Because in my eyes, the way you're viewing me, S, I'm viewing you the exact same way. Yeah, you may have the professional backing or the degree in this field of what we're talking about, but who the fuck are you in the media sphere? So it's just like, ugh, this is a nasty situation. But S is over here talking like Melyssa just took everything, but she's the one saying that Melyssa spent money on the pod. Possibly she was throwing shots in Melyssa's direction that way. That's why I thought Melyssa was talking to us, the audience, or to the men in the audience about how she's independent and it's a self-funded project or whatever she's calling her podcast. I'll say business. I'm not going to degrade her at this moment. I thought she was throwing those shots at us, the audience. No, she was throwing them at S. Because S just went her happy ass on Danny and Rocky's podcast, which is nasty. It's nasty whether you want to. It's not nasty for Danny and Rocky. Every guest that Danny is able to get on any podcast that he's associated with is a win for Danny. It's the fact that these people that have all been associated with Joe, just mind you, they've all been associated with Joe. It's nasty that all of these people will circulate to Danny. That's the nasty part to me. So Joe had to make a decision early on. I either got to befriend this nigga or he's going to have to be an enemy. But if I make an enemy out of him, everyone's going to keep throwing shots at me. Unfortunately for Joe, he didn't make an enemy out of this nigga, and Danny is still taking that route. But no, S was trying to make it seem like Mel didn't spend any money, or they had recorded episodes together and it was all of them putting up. But then she wanted backdoor and say that Mel was the only one spending money on it, or it should have been included into the. Come on, guys, come on. When we gonna start calling spades spades? Everybody was mad at Mel because we only heard Mel sour, but now that I hear S, I'm with Mel. Why the fuck am I gonna split 33 33 33 with anyone, or 25 25 25 25? No. If we're already coming out of pocket, I might as well do this myself, and I might as well grow my brand. And now it makes more sense why she hasn't just fully jumped into the podcast sphere, because she is still learning from Joe. It's not the only thing that she's getting from Joe is money. I'm going to use all the advice, and I'm going to take all the critiques, and I'm going to take all the production value of this pod, parks, and implement it in my own over time. But this is very telling that S decided to show her face. I swear we just made a video on this, guys. It ain't just Joe that be paying attention to the things that we speak on. And I say we because y'all contribute just as much as I do. I may be the audio or the vocal to it, but everything that we share in the comments are the same sentiments. Notice how many times I'll be like, nah, you right. And then it gets implemented in another video. So they be paying attention to us. But I'm curious to see what gets said about this, because best believe Melyssa's going to see this. She's going to see what they did and they said, because S's face is on it. So she's going to see and hear S's side of the story. I want to hear if she has any retort to it. But this video just came out today. I literally just made a reactionary video as soon as I finished watching it. Y'all go to Danny's page to stop. So latest video he dropped with Rocky, Evan, Danny. I didn't think I saw Shampoo there, but they're interviewing S. So if y'all want to get into the lowdown of that, y'all go check that video out. But I appreciate everybody that stayed to the end. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the page if you have it. If you have, you already know I appreciate you. Later today, today a multiple video day. Patreon was, it was amazing. So y'all stay tuned. I'll see y'all a little later. Peace.